These are the last few
he's
moments.
losing! Rook g3! Oh my gosh!
Absolute scenes as Alireza swindles game 3 of this grand final, and Magnus Carlsen is apoplectic with rage. Why is he so mad? Well, Magnus was cruising it, about to win the chess.com classic. Alireza turns it around, then goes on to win the Armageddon, so we have a grand final reset here. Because Alireza, he came from the big fat losers bracket, so he has to win twice. The odds stacked against him, we had 2 draws in the reset, take us here now to the Armageddon. Magnus Carlsen with the black pieces. Have a look at the clock times on the left. He starts with less time because he just has to draw to take the victory. Therefore, Alireza with everything to do, but Magnus Carlsen on tilt at this point. He plays pawn to c ships, setting up the big centre here. Knight f3 from Alireza, d5 from Magnus Carlsen. On guard, he says. Bishop b3 back and bishop d6 covers the centre. Alireza develops. Both players now do a bit of copycat. Have a little giggle. There's always time for some fun in chess, even on a $30,000 game. Knight b to d7, pawn c3, and this knight hits the c5 square. The bishop sliding back. You can't have my bishop pair just yet, says Alireza. Magnus clarifies the centre and just tucks this bishop back into bed, opening up the queen and the knight, converging on d3 here. Please excuse my voice, had a bit of a cold today. Queen e2 covers that square now, and we see queen to e7. Magnus preparing to finish his development, but Alireza first to the punch, look before you leap, pushes the pawn and leaps this knight backwards into the e6 square, allowing him to then foray forward, excuse me, I sound awful, I don't actually feel that bad, and attack the e5 pawn here. Now Magnus, he plays a very natural move, but it isn't the best. The top engine choice is pawn to a5 here, and it does some ninja stuff, because if you take, bishop recaptures, you're on c3, and if knight takes, rook takes, and you defend laterally. That was the way to go. But Magnus goes knight f4, so natural, because now you open the queen to defend, but Alireza, he can chop off that piece on f4. The pawn recaptures, and e5. He's getting the kind of attacking ideas he wants, because he's just opened the scope of this bishop and cleared the e4 square for a piece to sit on. Plus, Magnus Carlsen now goes wrong, almost falling off his chair, so tilted. He should go bishop g4 here. You can't actually take yet, there's a deadly pin here, but he goes knight d5, and boy are the problems. You can immediately go knight d6. Such a cool move, because if black takes, you chuck in the intermezzo of queen d3, threatening a mate in 2 and only then recapturing. It's deep stuff. Alireza misses it, goes pawn h3, Magnus goes g6, anticipating the idea here, but after queen d2, he plays a horrendous blunder here. What should he do? Well, rook d8 is the order of the day. Add some protection to this critically weak d6 square. But Magnus goes bishop e6. Very natural, but it allows Alireza to plough forward with this knight into the d6 square. He just turned it into an octopus here, hitting 2 points, and this is the key point. If you capture, pawn takes back, black can't take with the queen without running into this explosive c4 pawn push. The knight can't move or the queen drops. White's going to win a piece. These are the tactical problems. So Magnus moves his rook, and Alireza, he doesn't even take the b pawn. He still goes c4, b4, drives Magnus's knight back, and then goes pawn to c5. What an absolute monster. He's established in the heart of Magnus's position, and still he doesn't touch the pawn. Doesn't want to allow counterplay down this b file, so bishop e4 now played, and here Magnus just plays a terrible move. You know, something like f6 in the future, a better way to go. But he plays b6, saving the b7 pawn, trying to undermine this structure, but look at that critical weakness. The pawn on c ships about to drop off the board, bishop d7 to cover. It hurts the eyes. Don't look at this position, just horrible. This is the world number one. And after bishop takes on d5, pawn recaptures, Alireza is now a pawn to the good. He's turning the knife. Magnus under pressure. B takes on c5. Pawn recaptures, and Magnus hits the only open file on the board. So Alireza challenges. Because it's the only file, it's a precious resource. It's like gold. You have to fight for it hard. Rook recaptures, and this is why Magnus liquidates the rooks. He doesn't want to get rid of all 4 towers, but he couldn't leave Alireza occupying that only open b file. So knight f3 now played, opening the queen to come to b4. Wasn't forced, you know, you could have looked at c6, but Alireza wants to keep in full control, keep this knight cemented on d6. Magnus goes bishop c7, queen b4, bishop c6, those clergymen stacked on top of one another, but Alireza now gets out his knight and fork and jumps into c8, preparing to munch on the a7 pawn after the queen moves. It's just awful. Magnus saves his bishops here. Queen b7, but hang on. Magnus now pushes the d pawn. Is he about to get some miraculous counterplay here? This is blitz chess, anything can happen. And just before we finish with the climax of this game, a big thank you to the sponsor of this video, Chestnut. If you're looking for an electronic board, then have a listen to this. Electronic chess boards do not come better than these stunning boards made by Chestnut. And this one here is my absolute favourite. The Chestnut Pro, it's got all of the beautiful aesthetics of a tournament size wooden board, amazingly crafted pieces, but then also you've got the online connectivity. You link up your favourite device, phone, tablet, laptop, whatever, and then you can play online on your favorite places, Lichess, chess.com, and also you can analyze and prepare for games, having that over the board feel like you'd have in a tournament, but connected with your apps and therefore getting all of the Silicon Overlord power. But if you literally wanted all that chess engine power and apps built into the board itself, then that's where the Chestnut Evo comes in. Really sleek, beautiful design, tablet on the right hand side. That's where you can see all of the apps that you can access, the teaching materials, and again it creates this really nice combination of over the board chess and feel, but with the electronic features built in. An experience like no other. Truly, I've got both, I love them. So check out the link. It's in the description below. Have a look at the online store and use code EPIC at checkout to get a great discount on your purchase. Now back to the chess. So what does Alireza do here? The pawn is running. Well, he generates counterplay by pushing this pawn forward. The queen is hit. It moves back to d8 here. Queen b4 hits another bishop. Critical tempo. Bishop c2 therefore played, and knight b5 pressuring here. If you carry on pushing, well, the problem is the knight takes, the queen takes, and queen d6. Alireza in the driving seat, plus he's got this one covered twice on the d2 square, just hopeless. So Magnus tries bishop e4. We get knight takes on c7, queen recaptures, and there's a problem. This d pawn has now dropped. Magnus's only source of counterplay dead. He takes on e5. Can he force a perpetual check? It's his only hope. The red carpet's rolled out. We get queen g5, f3 played, and after check, king h1, Magnus Carlsen resigns the game. There's nothing to be done. The pawn's pushing. You have to give a piece basically. And of course, this is simple conversion. You can check, but then what? The square is covered, no perpetual. Alireza, against all the odds, goes on to win the chess.com classic. Magnus raging, full on tilt. He will not be happy. What a game of chess. Have a look at the video on screen if you want to see another exceptional game. Crazy opening from a recent titled Tuesday. And I hope to see you again soon and sounding better soon. But honestly, I do feel alright. Thanks a lot and see you soon.